I once had a friendship where we felt we could talk about absolutely anything, but as our conversations started drifting towards race, white privilege, and white fragility, the atmosphere changed. The dialogue became too difficult. The words caught in our throats. And eventually, the conversation stopped. The friendship quietly followed. What exactly became irreconcilable? What became so difficult that losing the relationship was actually easier than staying in the conversation? Understanding racism as a distant, intellectual concept is safe. Relationships fracture when that understanding is forced to become deeply personal. A common reflex when these fault lines occur is to reach for the proximity defense, using the existence of Black friends as a shield against the suggestion of bias. Physical proximity to Black people is a different psychological state than active self-reflection. Cross-racial friendships built on good intentions can unintentionally create a comfortable vacuum, reassuring us enough to avoid turning the lens inward. This is where the My Dear White Friend framework begins. It asks us to make anti-racism a personal, inward journey. The silence suggests a boundary was hit. The friendship didn't just fade, it stopped at the exact point where self-reflection became the only way forward. The subconscious mind is protective. It will actively use the existence of a Black friend as evidence of absolute moral purity. This flowchart builds the internal logic trap. It starts, I have Black friends, therefore I am a good person. The brain then leaps, deciding good people cannot hold racist biases. The final line closes the loop. Therefore, I am exempt. No self-examination needed. This closed-loop logic relies entirely on a false premise, the idea that racial bias only exists in overtly malicious people. When we rely on this trap, the friendship ceases to be a genuine relationship. It has been weaponized into a psychological defense mechanism to mask unexamined bias. The real friction arrives the moment a Black friend shares an uncomfortable truth or a personal experience about race. Instantly, that closed loop is challenged. The listener experiences sudden cognitive dissonance and a sharp spike of internal discomfort. This sharp moment of discomfort acts as a sudden psychological crossroads, forcing an immediate, unavoidable, and difficult choice. The instinctive path is defensiveness. The brain reaches for the friendship itself as proof that your intentions were good, ignoring the actual impact of your words or actions. The alternative path is curiosity. This means pausing to sit with that heavy discomfort and asking what assumptions you need to reconsider. That is the true autopsy of a severed bond. It ends because one person chose the immediate safety of defensiveness over the necessary discomfort of curiosity. Racial bias is a psychological reality that exists independently of whether someone is a good or bad person. Becoming completely free of bias is impossible. It is a fundamental part of how our brains process the world. The objective is taking responsibility for what you do once that bias becomes visible. Acknowledging internal bias provides the essential starting point for genuine psychological growth. In the 6 stages framework, growth is measured by your capacity to remain in discomfort without retreating. Interracial friendship offers a specific vantage point to notice bias, provided we are willing to look. When the next uncomfortable truth about race emerges, will you choose the comfort of a lost conversation or the difficult work of looking within? My dear white friend, read, listen, reflect. True anti-racism is a continuous, internal practice of curiosity, not a destination achieved through association.